who is Sunday? I think that is actually one of the most difficult question that I can actually like get. So it's very difficult to answer. But then, okay, let me tell you what I know about myself. So I'm Elizabeth Sunday Djulume. Like you can call me Elizabeth, you can call me Sunday, whatever goes, whatever is easier with you. So I'm originally from I was born in Angola, but I grew up in Namibia. So I was born in Angola in a very small village called Rediva in Kunene province, and in a family, in one of the largest families, not one of the largest, but in a big family actually. So in a family of 5 wives, we were born 26, and we are currently only 20 that are alive. The 6 of them are no more. Some of them were left in exile and all that. So, and then I moved to Namibia. So when my father died in 2004, so I was inherited by my aunt. So when she lived in Namibia, so she's the one who inherited me. And then, the tradition, the African tradition. So when a parent dies, especially a father, the the children, like the kids, have to be distributed among family members. So I was one of those kids who was distributed. And I think we're distributed, I think 3 or 4 of us to our different aunts who actually lived in Namibia. But I ended up living in Namibia. Some of them had to go back of family, yeah. So for me, I stayed in Namibia, and I actually had an opportunity to go to school because I stayed in Namibia. So all my siblings that actually stayed in Angola, back in Angola, some of them were already older. They went looking for jobs in Namibia and other countries, and some of them stayed back because they were little, they were taken by other family members. So they did not get a chance to go to school. And I at least managed to go to school. And that's all credit to my aunt who actually managed to take me to school, even though there were so many challenges of people wanting to take me back because of the belief that it still exists in some part of Africa that girls are not allowed to go to school. And yeah, girls are not allowed to go to school. Your duties in the house, you must be in the house, do the house chores and all that. It still exists in some part of Africa. So most of my sisters who were that, they are that today. But for me, because of the strength and the courage of my aunt who really managed to take me to fight my uncles and all that for me not to be taken back. So that's how I managed to go to school. So today I finished school. I finished school. I've never failed a grade before. So, and then I passed my school, but then there are still other challenges that didn't manage me to go to proceed my school to my education to actually university, which is something that I'm actually trying to find scholarship and trying to find other opportunities for me to actually get a chance to further my studies. But besides not going to school, I did other courses like online courses on digital marketing, videography. I've been doing videography for the longest now and photography as well. So today, if you ask now today, who is Elizabeth? So today, Elizabeth is actually a podcaster. I do podcasting. Maybe let me say I'm a digital content creator because I love content creation. So I love whatever. I wasn't really a camera person, but I don't know what happened. I wasn't exposed to cameras and to phones like earlier in my earlier age. But then I don't know what happened that I become so glued to the camera that I want to document everything that happens with my life. So, so today I'm actually a digital content creator. So I do almost everything that has to do with digital content, like content creation. So I'm into digital marketing. Okay, maybe specifically like social media management and videography. I edit videos. I do video content creation, and I host online courses. I do everything that has to do with digital marketing, like digital content creation. Put me in there. Everything that has to do with digital content creation, just put me in there. So, and then I'm as well very passionate about community development and environmental sustainability as well. So I believe that everyone is young, especially young people, we all have a responsibility to actually contribute to the development of your community, and you have a responsibility to actually give back no matter where you find yourself, no matter in what situation you find yourself. You have a responsibility, and that you shouldn't allow, I think, community circumstances to actually limit your capabilities and your ability to for you to just do and be whatever you want and just go into places that you never imagined that you will one day be in. So as young people, we shouldn't limit ourselves. We can dream as big as much as possible, because the sky is not even the limit. Yeah, I think like the positive belief that I have, it actually came, everything, I think most of my characters rested actually got them from my aunt, because she is actually a single mom who raised all her kids, somebody who was very seen as nothing in a community, and somebody who was never valued by even her own family. She didn't have family, but then she has like blood related family, but she was never seen as somebody worth, because she wasn't married in the first place, and that she didn't have any cows, or she didn't have any house as well. So and then she also grew up in town. So she grew up in Luanda in Angola. And then if you are from a traditional house and you grew up in town, you are seen as somebody like somebody without morals. Doesn't she did all possible? She worked so hard that she made sure that she built her kids a home, a place where they can actually call home. And then she made sure that all her kids actually go to school. And not only her kids, she took in so many children that she raised. I'm actually one of those children that she raised from little and up until today. And she doesn't even go back asking for a cent or for a goat to our biological parents, that I'm raising your kids and you guys must do this and this. And she, like, today she own houses, her kids are all successful, and then even though like we are as well here. So, and I think that me going to school, even though amongst other kids and getting that opportunity, I shouldn't like just let it go like this. It's for a reason. And then even though like I know that I am not able like to go to university, that's not the end of the world. There are so many other things that I can do. There are so many other people that are successful that haven't even gone to school. So, but then for me, I had actually that opportunity for me to gain some knowledge, to gain experience. What I can do is just to look for other opportunities to actually try to learn new skill and try to learn like just to add what the how do I put it now? Just to actually add on what other people were able to teach me, were able to kind of like contribute to the development of my skills now and my success and all that. So yeah, I think we all have dreams, and I don't believe that God can just create somebody and then let you suffer, or let you just create you like that without any skills or without any I think a mentality that you can actually like contribute, and without a purpose. So what you have to do, you are put in this earth. The little thing that you can do is just for you to figure out what your purpose is in life and what you want to actually contribute to the community, like to your community and to your people. So yeah, I think that's where I get my confidence or like my inspiration from my aunt. I think she's the biggest inspiration in my life, and then her children as well, like being my guidance, whatever I need, financial advice, whatever. I have this money, how do I invest it or where do I put it? They were like, you must do this, you must do this. And I need, even though growing up, um, like even though like anything, if my aunt can't help, the kids will like my cousins will always be there to help. So that's where I get my inspiration from. Purpose to me is, I think a purpose is actually the reason why you are alive in the first place. Like, why are you alive? Why are you even on this earth? So you are on this earth for a reason, to actually contribute, to do something productive. So it's just a matter of you figuring out like what you love to do, what do you want to do for your people, for yourself, or for your community at large. Like, you don't have to change like the whole world, but what do you want for yourself? What makes you, I think, what will make you the happiest person? And then you just go after that. So you just go after that, and then it won't be easy, and it won't be like a straight path. Obviously, you have to like go bit by bit. But then, even though you don't really know what your purpose is, you must at least like have an idea like of what you want to do. So I think that's like purpose for me. Okay, like for me, what I did when I actually finished my grade 12, when I finished high school, I was very antisocial. I was scared of people. I didn't, and then I think one of the things as well was that I wasn't able to continue my education because of the financial constraint and all that, and then not me able to find scholarship. But then one thing that I actually won't forget was that my elder brother told me, like, Elizabeth, okay, you, because I grew up in the south end of in the south of Namibia, and then I had to come to Windhoek, and then I don't know the people, I don't, and then you're like, the only time you can actually like make it in this life is when you talk to people, when you learn how to talk to people, to approach people. So what you can do is find organizations or find activities or NGOs in the community. Try to join try to join their programs. That's how you learn. Like, contribute to discussions. It doesn't matter that you don't know. Just try. The first day, obviously, it's going to be difficult for you to speak in front of people, but then just try to be there. And then the second time, it's going to be kind of easy, and the third time, and then you find yourself that you're actually able to speak in front of people and to contribute to meaningful discussions. And then you being in that NGO or in that activity, that community engagement, you pick up skills. You learn skills such as communication skills, networking skills. You can find, sometimes I find myself taking up community projects where I have to manage people. And then that's how you kind of just discover, and you being involved in so many things and so many engagements, that's how you actually figure out, what do I love to do and what don't I love to do, and what in like how can I go after what I love to do. That's how you just kind of like, just kind of you will figure out something you want to do with your life. So like, even for me, I was not like into digital, I was not into content creation, but then that's how I actually figure it out. I started like being all over social media, taking over the creating social media pages for the organizations, and then as well we find like doing maybe community engagements, but then you don't take pictures, you don't take videos. I find myself taking short videos and taking all that, and then I find like I have to edit and all that. And then I also like, from those opportunities, you also get people that refers you, like, you enjoy there's this opportunity, did you hear about it? Or there's this organization, they do this, did you hear about it? So that's how you learn, and that's how you kind of just that's how you just kind of figure out something that you actually enjoy, something that kind of like just fulfilling. So from there, even though you end up not in the organization that then doesn't really like align with what you love, then you will know that, no, I don't enjoy this. Let me maybe join another organization, and let me maybe join another engagement. That's just how I think that's how I managed actually to figure out um what I love to do today, and the things that I can actually like, yeah, here I can spend my time. No, I'm not getting this. And just improve your communications. Like, there are so many skills that you can actually learn. So I can say that everything that I know today, I actually learned it through volunteerism. So that's so if you are there, you want to learn skills, even though you are a graduate, you are what, find something, volunteer. Find an organization that actually aligns with your profession, or aligns with your something that you love, and volunteer. You will learn so much skills. You will learn so many skills, and you will gain experience. So yeah, that's how I kind of figure out, even though I don't really like know I don't know, have the straight path, at least have an idea of what I want to do and what I want my life to. I can see the final destination. So, but then I don't like, even though I don't see like but I know like where I want to be. So yeah, I'm very clear where I'm heading. So that's why it's so hard for me, I think, to be swept around. Today you find this, and then you join. and tomorrow you find people doing this and you join. So I'm like, no, if I'm not part of this, I don't enjoy this, and it doesn't align with what I want to do. No, you can't convince me. So that's how it is. So, and I think also, I think discipline is the main thing. If you know what you like, if you have an idea of where you want to go, and then and you have that discipline, and you have that, I think that, yes, you put yourself there. Yes, I want to go there. So you must make sure that, okay, I'm not going to be allowed to be swept around. I must do this, or I must do this and this, but then I cannot do this and this. I think I'm not really sure, man, but discipline, I think, is the most important thing, and not falling into peer pressure and all that. So just know what you, just at least have an idea of what you want to do, and just stick on that. Just be focused, not like focus on being narrow minded, be open minded, be open to learning, be open to, but just see, I think it will just even feel if you are doing something wrong that doesn't align with your thing, you will have that. I think we all have that guts. You can feel this is not right, and it doesn't align with my vision or my mission. So I can't really, like, I think self-discipline and just not allowing yourself to be fall into peer pressure, and then falling into especially new the new world that we are living in, that is so full of there are so many challenges, so many temptations as well, especially for young people. So it's really important for you to be focused, and for you to you like, friends and people and families are there, but you don't like have to follow everything if you know what you want. So I think, yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges that I actually faced was me unable to go to university. And then I could have been somewhere, maybe even having 3 kids or 5 kids right now. That 5 kids is not possible by science, but 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 then I could have, okay, maybe through the stress that I've been in, and not seeing my mates going to university and getting those loans, and for them getting stipends and all that, and me just here, they not, don't even have a job, don't even go to school. And then so I would have maybe fallen even to stress, maybe even go start drinking, maybe even get myself a sugar daddy or something, or just, yeah, and then just something to do. But then you see that there's actually a good, days the negative side, but then there's something that I can do about it. So it's always good to kind of like focus on the solution. Okay, what can I, okay, I am in this problem, but what can I do to actually make it better? What can I do? So that's actually the most important thing for you to think. I actually learned it through a book that I also read when I had nothing to do in my life. So those years. So, and then the other thing as well, peer pressure is another thing. You see your friend on Instagram, on Facebook, they are posting this, they are way, and they are having what, and they are having fun. And there you are in your house, not having anything, not even having anything like for you to, don't even have money when eat kapan out, when buy the cheapest street food there, but then you are seeing these people, they are dead and all that. So there are so many, and drugs and alcohol as well is another challenge that young people, that is actually, I think, killing so many dreams of young people. And yeah, there are so many challenges, and I think, what other challenges there? Okay, but yeah, I think, like, for me, like, how I actually, I think, face my challenges. Like, one thing that I actually do is like always remind myself where I'm from, like the back home, like where am I from? Look at my family, like, okay, everybody, like, always have to remember home, back home, like from the early. Elizabeth, remember your home, and the people that you can actually, like, the people that you want to follow. Are you from the same background? Are you from the same house? Are you from the same, do you have the same living condition, or do you have the same? So reminding myself always of my home, always, I think, give me a courage to kind of like, you can do this. You have come so far and you can still do as much. So you can still go forward. You have gone so through not like terrible, big challenges, but things that I could handle, that I did manage to handle. That's why I'm actually here today. But yeah, so it's always good to remind yourself of where you are from and then to as well where you want to go as well. And then not you comparing yourself to other people, so always be content with what you have, but always be open minded for growth, not just content of what I have and I'm fine the way I am, but always aim higher. But as well as you make sure that what you are doing it's beneficial to your life and it won't actually like destroy yourself and it doesn't damage your self reputation or self it won't cut your dream short. So yeah, it's always good to remember where you are from and it's always good to remember where you want to go. So that's the most important thing. And I think also reading saved me as well because I started reading books. And then I learned so many skills like how can you deal with stress or how can you deal with challenges? You find yourself, how do you change your mindset, like the way you think about things? Because sometimes you have a problem and then you dwell on this problem for the longest time. But then you didn't think about you are not asking the right questions. So you are just there, no, I have this problem, we are so poor, we are so what and I can't buy this. But then like what can you do about it? So I think that's actually reading, it's very important. Like find books that self-development books, financial books, or just books that can actually like contribute to your knowledge, to your growth, and to your that will actually also I think give you where you can actually learn some skills, some how to navigate life, because these are the people who already lived and experienced some of the problems that you're experiencing. So it's always good to kind of like read. And University of YouTube is as well there. So it's yeah, so I think that's how I managed to navigate into some of my challenges. Um, I've been enjoying my life. Okay, so I think okay, I think I'm very content of where I am, and I can say that I'm very proud of myself of how far I have come because I have achieved so many things that I wouldn't believe that I could actually be able to achieve. And I have went into rooms that been into meetings that I wouldn't actually been thought of like, Elizabeth, are you sure you're in the right place? And spoken to people that were like, really? And managed to achieve like things that were like, okay. But yeah, I think the most thing that I actually enjoy is that I really managed to excel my like to upskill my skills and my experiences as well. I managed to learn like hard skills, especially not technical skills, but technical skills. Yeah, to I actually managed to learn marketable skills, monetizable skills, and not just yeah skills that I can go wherever, but I'll still be able to use my skills to actually do something productive and do something like to know. I'm not just a person there without any knowledge or without any skills. So I learned. I have skills. I know I have skills. I can do like okay, videography. I can do video editing. I know how to work with cameras, and I know how to navigate like a computer. I can do all like what, yeah, I can do like computer skills. I have computer skills, and my communication skills have improved as well, very much drastically improved. My networking skills as well, and I have as well podcasting skills as well. So, and I think engagement, I love engaging with other people. I love conversations. I'm always curious of what the next person thinks about a certain topic. So I always want to know what they're thinking about or how they their intake from on a certain topic. So, and I think that's, yeah, I think those are some of the skills that I actually have. And I can write. I have social media skills. If you have some account, if you have your organization account that, but you don't know how to navigate through your social media or how to grow your social media pages, I can actually do that for you. So, but in 2021, where I found myself, like I was working on a project called Climate Gender Justice, which was, I was really curious on how measuring the impacts of climate change on women and girls' sexual reproductive health and rights, because that is actually something that has been affecting the community and me myself from early age, but I didn't have the much knowledge of that. But due to the lack of data, we don't have actually data to back up that. So that's what I was like kind of very curious, like, let me, if I can just find a way to collect data and to just pick up for really for us, for our leaders to actually um, put in policies that actually protects the rights of women, like the sexual reproductive health of rights of women, in like such as concentrated camps and during droughts and during flooding and all that, when they are displaced and all that. So I actually pitched that idea, which was it was just a global challenge, which I just like, "Ah, let me just try it. Let me try these things of video. Apparently you must submit a 1 minute video. It was a global challenge. I'm like, I'm obviously not going to be these so many smart people around the world, and I'm actually not. So it happened that I was actually among the 100 people, the 100 projects that were actually chosen. And then it was actually, I think, my very first time competing in an international competition. So, and then I found myself, and then we were like cut short to 50, and then I found myself in the 50 people again. And then we were now put into groups with people that actually like have, I think, similar projects. And then I found myself paired up with somebody from Bangladesh. And I'm like, what is even Bangladesh? And there's even a country called Bangladesh. And then I found that it's actually a country in Asia. And then I was paired up with this man. He's even older than me, and he has experience already, like in the field of sexual reproductive health and rights. And then we worked on this project. Like it was a 3 months kind of thing where you have every week. You have, when you work on the project, you get mentorship, and then you go and pitch in front of juries, which actually it was a project from the University of Geneva, and then SIN as well, and was sponsored by SIN, which is a science a science a science what in but it's also in Geneva, so in Switzerland. So because it was because of COVID, we couldn't travel to Geneva, so we just have to do everything online. And then we have been pitching, and the project been cut, and then we found ourselves actually in the top 5, which was the last round. And then me pitching in front of white people, it's not like being kind of like thing, but then in Africa we kind of worship white people, and they're like, so me in preaching in front of people that I haven't never knew, and apparently people from Switzerland, people from all over the world and all that. So it was like, wow. So Elizabeth, you can you are really here in front of these people and working with people from different countries. So it was a whole so that was one of the thing that was like, yeah. So that was one of the rooms I was in. So and then as well, what? Just being part of organization as well, like in the national organization, I was also chosen as a representative, a country representative for COI 17, which is a conference of youth for climate change, which did actually happen in Egypt in 2021. But for me, I wasn't able to go due to finance and all that. But I was actually chosen as a country representative for that. And I was like, wow, you can really do this. You can really, and I think that's also one thing that actually keeps me like going. Imagine it's you find yourself in this room, and like, which means you can even do much better. So yeah, and then what else? Starting a podcast as well, which something just started as a hobby as well, just because I wanted to improve my communication skills, and I really wanted to learn my people skills, just to learn how to talk to people, and then also just curious about other young people that are really like out there doing impactful things. and doing so. I just wanted to learn, like, how did you guys do it? How did you guys figure it out of what you want to do? And how did you find yourself studying the course that you are studying, or actually doing the career that you are doing? So I started like, why can't I just call these people, or like on the sitting down, talk to them, find that, ask them as many questions as possible. And then I found that there's actually something called a podcast. So I'm like, let me just do this thing, bring a camera, a phone, and then let's just do it. So, but people were genuine enough to just come and sit down in front of my phone and then just talk. But yeah, but then it as well, like you can see the improvement, and you can see, you sometimes you find yourself like in, especially sometimes I think like people don't watch my podcast, but then sometimes I think like it's actually the right people that watches my podcast, because like in Namibia, okay, in Namibia, like you find yourself like in meetings, like you go to conferences, and they're like, oh, you are Elizabeth, like somebody like in the official, you are Elizabeth, and I'm like, yes, no, I watched one of your episodes. I'm like, okay, really? And actually, recently, also in Rome, when I attended the Youth for Climate event, so that was actually one of the biggest room that I attended. That I flew from Africa, from Namibia to Rome to attend the Youth for Climate on a fully funded trip. So imagine somebody coming from a small village in Oidiva in Okunene province in Angola, and you find yourself in Europe. Yeah, that's another trophy. But yeah, so but yeah, so like in there's this lady that I've been following for the longest time. Like I love her work and all that. She's in the environment, and I'm like, um then I went to greet her, like, hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm like, yeah, I know you. I'm like, how? I like, and like, no, I do watch your podcast. I'm like, how? You do watch my podcast? And like, yes, I do watch your podcast. I'm like, wow. I even wanted to film that, but I was like, no, let me not try to film everything. But I was so excited that I actually like, I think the right people are actually like watching the podcast, which is like the most important thing. But yeah, so those are one of the rooms. And today I'm actually talking from Milan, guys. So this is another opportunity. Like who would ever thought like I'll be in Milan? So this is actually another opportunity now, also working for the Hanop TV, here, part of the Africa Speaks family. So this is another achievement. So guys, don't limit yourselves. You can do whatever you want. So yeah. Like I feel like this is actually the beginning of my journey, like of many great stuff and many doors that are going to be open for me. So I think this is the beginning. I just still have keep believing and keep just believing in my ability, my skills, and keep dreaming and keep improving myself as well, growing and find as many opportunities as possible, and yeah, try to impact as many lives as possible and many communities as possible, even though, but yeah, it's just, I think like it's, yeah. Okay, I think for any young person out there, I think the very, yeah, I'm young myself. Okay, for any like aspiring, any young person as myself, or any person who just wants to be productive, I'm like, I'm not the best. I'm not the best, and I can't give you the best advice. But from my experience, I think that try to learn skills, marketable skills, or try to learn from a very early age. Because sometimes I kind of like believe that if only when I was in high school, if only I could have made opportunity, could have used so many opportunities that I had, such as join the clubs in school, such as joining like the science fair, the sport, and all that, because you learn so much from that, from those programs within the school, because that's where you learn your communication, you learn like people skills and all that. So just try wherever you are, find find something that you can actually do, learn a skill, and that's like the most important thing, because we have so many people that graduate and all that, but then you find people when the person is employed, they don't even have a single skill. So learn a skill, and then you don't even wait him sometimes you wait to be employed. You can just even volunteer. There are so many volunteering opportunities. And I can say that almost everything that I know, I learned it through volunteerism. So volunteer yourself. Learn. That is where you learn skills. Because even though you are going to find a job, that employer is going to ask you, can you show, do you have experience? But then they don't want to know that you actually know to do the actual job. They just want to know that, have you ever worked on a project before? Do you have skills? So that's the most important thing. Find experience, learn skills, and what else? Yeah, learn skills, and also just don't limit yourself as well. Don't limit yourself. You can do so many things. And wherever you are right now in life, that doesn't define your future, that doesn't define like your destiny. You have so much that is told for you. So it's just a matter of you actually discovering what you love to do and what you want to contribute to the development of your community, the development, like just to yourself as well. So learn a skill, volunteer as well, or even if you don't volunteer, just find something to do where you can actually learn, gain skills, as long as something that is decent and something that aligns with your dreams or your goals and all that. So yeah, what else can I tell another young person? Your dreams are valid. That's yeah. Your dreams are valid. And as an African child, or wherever you find yourself, you can do so many things in this life. I haven't done so many things as well, but I know that I'm destined for so much. So, yeah. So it's just a matter of you using your senses and using the knowledge that you're gaining, as well, just equipping yourself with knowledge and skills. Then you can actually like do something. Even though you don't become the billionaire, the what, you can just be something. You can be something that you can do something that you'll be proud of yourself. And then as well, I believe that this, especially young people of my age, we don't value what we have, and we just don't kind of like, I think, value what you, especially us now from the African continent. We don't value our culture. We all just want to be like, we want to westernize everything. And which is not like, there's so much, there's so much that we can learn from our culture, from our tradition, from the old, like, because like if you just look closely, everything that is happening right now, like people are trying to go back. People are trying to revive whatever happened. If you check on climate change, people are trying to go back into the community and look at like in the indigenous communities, how they used to actually tackle the impacts of climate change, how they used to tackle drought, how they used to tackle what. So they are going back because they are seeing that everything that we have right now is not working. So we kind of like have to go back to look back and see what used to work. And then like we have so much values and so much principle within our tradition and within our cultures. But then if we just keep that and we try to preserve our cultures, try to preserve our languages, try to preserve our communities, our and all that. If you value what you have, then obviously you will want to keep that and you will preserve that, and you will make sure you make your community better. If you love where you are from, if you love your community, if you love your home, no matter how it looks, no matter how broken it is, you will always, that must be the driving force to actually to fix it, to make it better. So that's, just be proud of yourself, be proud of your culture, be proud of your home, be proud of your community, and just drive to actually make it better. So that must be the driving force. And make sure that the people that come after you, they don't come and blame, like they don't come and ask, what did you do? What did you guys do? Why do you live in such a condition? Because you can even look now, we are living in some terrible, we are not living our best life. And you can see some of the communities actually like, yeah, really living the worst condition. And that's all because of the leaders, the previous leaders. And you're now like, we are blaming like the previous leaders. You also want the people that are going to come after you to be blaming you. Like, what did you do for the community? What did you do for this family? What did you do for this house? For us to actually like live a better life. So at least be that yes, I contributed to the positive life that you are living, or to the life that you're actually living. I think there's still a lot of that we need to do. Like we need to put the information out there. We need like to make sure that actually the people, the young people, they are learning the right stuff and they are learning, they are not committing the same mistakes that we're actually doing. So it's just a matter of putting the word out there and creating awareness on certain things, and that is now where such as podcasting come from, or channels such as this, like shows such as this actually come from, so that the young people or the people actually within communities learn the right things and from the right people. So yeah, there's still a lot that we need to do to actually like educate our communities and educate. And it's very important that wherever you find yourself, try to kind of share information with others. Try to educate where they are kind of lacking, and also be willing to learn from others where you are also lacking. So I think so. Yeah, Africans, we are open to learning, even though not all of us, but there are certain, I can't really speak for the whole Africa. I haven't traveled the whole continent yet, but yeah, not yet. Yeah, I haven't traveled the whole continent yet. Be mindful of that. But yeah, so I think you will find those communities that are really open to learning, but it also very difficult, especially because of our tradition and our things, like just to change the mindset. Like we need to change certain things that we used to do. Like it can't work anymore like for this time, especially certain practices and all that. So it's kind of like a challenge to change, and it's difficult. Change is not easy, but then I think we are gradually, I think, changing some stuff. But then it's always good when you tell people like we need to change certain stuff. You must always give a valid reason. Why do I have to change? Not just forcing people, you need to change, but then tell the people, why do I need to change? Why do I need to do this a different way or a certain way? So yeah, I think we are open to learning as Africans, we are open to learning, especially if we know why we need to learn, why we need to do to change to do a certain thing. So I think so. Uh, nah. Okay, the leaders in Africa, there are those that are supportive, but the majority are really, really not supportive. Because I think even my experience here coming to Europe, I think it changed my perspective a lot. And I'm missing the life that my African brothers and sisters are living in Europe. Like it breaks my heart because people are leaving the African continent because there are no jobs, there are no opportunities for young people. And like it's like the governments, they actually don't care about their own people. And these people, they have to risk their lives coming on boats, coming like whatever journey they are taking. And not all of them actually make it to Africa and make it to Europe. Some of them dies during the journey and all that, like coming illegally to the European countries. And then they come here and suffer. They become homeless. They don't even have documents. They are just there. And they are not even treated as human beings. So it's really, really, and I don't even think our own African leaders, they actually know this. They know what is happening. I don't think they know actually what is happening to our own people that are leaving the African continent and coming to the European countries or going to America. So it's a really, really, really sad. And I believe that as African leaders, we should like we should stop being greedy and really making use of the resources that we have, and making sure that you're actually giving back to the people, and making sure that the resources are actually reaching the people on the ground, the targeted people, because people are really, really suffering. People are suffering. So I think like we should, as African leaders, we must really, really, really take care of our own people, and we must know what is happening. So yeah, it's sad. Yeah, as Africans, I think there's so much that we can do as individuals. I think it starts as well from voting as well, making sure that your vote goes to the right person and you are putting the right person in power. Because in us understanding the importance of voting is very also important. as young people, because I see many African countries don't really have a high number of young people going to vote. Because they're like, why should I go and vote? Because these people actually they don't take care of us and they don't do it. And if you go and vote, you give your vote to the right person, that's where you can actually start. And then as well as an African, as young African, there are so many things that we can do. Start going to entrepreneurship. You can start hiring other people. You can protest. And you even educating yourself about your rights, knowing your constitution, knowing like the regulation, being involved in politics. And don't tell me that politics doesn't affect you. Politics affects everything. So you being involved in politics, understanding the politics within your community, your country, Africa is a continent. So I think that's like where you can actually, that's the power that you can, as long as you have the knowledge, you will know what to do. So, and you will know the right actions, the actions that you can actually take, the right action that will actually take you in the right direction, and holding your leaders accountable as well. Because if you don't know anything, you don't know your regulations, you don't know your constitution, you can't hold anybody accountable because you don't know anything, you don't even know your own rights. So us as well learning to hold our leaders accountable is also a very important, and also making sure that you support other young people that are also trying to positively contribute to the development of the community, such as in protest and all that. So that's the small things that you can actually do. But there's so much that you can actually do as young people. Just find your right place, not like a right place. Just find yourself in the right place and with the right people as well, and then with the right mindset as well. So yeah. Opportunities are there. It's just a matter of you actually looking for these opportunities and finding these opportunities, and actually you participating in these opportunities. So like organization are there, but I haven't just gotten, like for me, I haven't just being there in home and then I find myself in Italy. I actually like worked for it. So there was a process that I worked for it. So just find yourself, doesn't mean that, okay, today I decided to be, and then you are going to find yourself in Italy or somewhere. Obviously, it's going to take step. Just find the right people, the right community. You will like finding the right communities now. Go around, like look around where you are and find people that are actually doing productive things, or such as organizations, such as NGOs or projects that are actually running within your community, and connect with those people, connect with those people. How can I be part of your project? How can I join you guys? Or how can I be part of your organization? Offer your services if you have a skill. Like, I can do this. Can I help you guys with this? And all that. And then as well, and I think as Africans, we have this limitation, especially if we find like international opportunities, like I won't even make it. Why should I even apply? So apply if you know that it aligns with it aligns with your skills or what you know. Just apply. Sometimes even if it doesn't align, just apply. You will learn during the way. That's how you learn how to jot down your CVs. That's how you will learn how to fill forms. That's how you will learn how to kind of convert picture to a PDF or what, because those things will actually require you to do that. So if you don't do anything that's similar to how you learn by doing stuff. And through those mistakes, okay, you apply for this and then you don't get accepted. And then that's how you learn how to deal with rejection as well. How to also you learn so many things. So just find the right not just find the community, your community as well. Find your tribe, not like tribe of like the cultural thing, but just find your tribe. Find and those just by finding one community will connect you to another community, will connect you to other people as well. Because when the opinions that I get, I don't come to people refer, Elizabeth, you are interested in this. Do you mind? There's this, did you see this link? Did you apply? And all that. Or there's this organization, they are planning this and this. Don't you want, is there anything you want to be involved? They're like, yeah, I want to be involved. And this also just contributes to your visibility. I mean, people will get to know you and people will get to know what you do. And then when opportunity arises, I'm like, yeah, that lady or that guy, he's involved in this area, so I think he must be interested. So that's how you actually, when you connect with one person, this person will connect with the other, and you will as well connect the other people. Make sure, don't forget, because obviously one person helped you to climb the ladder. So make sure to go back as well and help other young people. Okay, there's this opportunity. I think this person will be interested. Share opportunity with other people as well and connect other people as well. That's how we can actually like help each other. And I think I have gotten so many rejections that I kind of now, even though I receive a rejection, it doesn't like hurt anymore as it was the first, because I actually know, okay, what did I maybe do wrong here? Or how did I maybe approach this person? And how can I do it? How can I do it better when I'm going to approach the next person, or how I'm going to, like, something like that? So it's also just, I think it was kind of a learning process, even though I still battles. It's not good when especially when you receive, we regret to inform you that such things. So, and when people maybe stop you in certain rooms, so it can really hurt, but then you also just take it as a learning process. I think the mindset that I think program is that, okay, I am rejected here, but what can I do better? What is still there available for me? What can I do? So not just dwelling in this rejection and all that, and then wasting my whole energy and all that. I value my energy as well and my peace of mind. So just take it as a learning process and just kind of reflect back, like, where did I go wrong? Or what did I do wrong? Or what, if somebody is not even you're wrong, what did the other people like do? Was I even supposed to be in that room in the first place? So that's the thing. Maybe you were not even meant to be there. Maybe there's even something better that you can actually, something the better that you can. So it's always good to kind of like, I think, see in the positive, from the positive side of stuff. So yeah. Yeah, okay, okay. I think from growing up, I always felt rejected. That's because I kind of like never felt that I belonged anywhere because of my nationality as well. You go to Angola, you don't fit in. You come into Namibia, you don't fit in. Like, you don't as well fit in, especially like with school. We will have competitions where you will like participated, but you can only participate up until the regional level. You can't go to the national level because you don't have a birth certificate. So that's like another, that's those are some of like the rejection that you kind of like, and then like, what is really different, like, why me, like, what is really like different from, why can't I do what other people can do, what other young people can do? And then, so I think like in from grade 8 I actually started writing a book with what is the title of the book? Like, what makes me an African? What makes me an African? How can I be an African? And how can, like, what is my identity? Because I actually believe that I didn't have an identity. Yeah, I didn't have, so I kind of like have to create my own identity. And I always like make sure that wherever I am, I'm kind of visible. So I think that was one of the things that kind of like forced, okay, even though these people, they don't want me, they don't want to give me their documents, they don't want to give me, I can't fit in, like, they must see me. I must kind of like be in their faces. I must, I just achieve. They mustn't stop me. So I think that's actually like one of the thing. And I think I still have the article. I wrote an article, I wrote a book, which is still in my draft. Yeah, which is still like in my draft, and where I just like spoke of like growing up without an identity. So, and how can I actually prove my Africanism? How can I prove that I'm actually an African? Because we have people in African, like we have people in Namibia and Angola, like white people, Chinese that have a Namibian documents, but me myself, a black person, I can't receive any documents because I can't provide a certain documents that I don't have, because I can't provide an ID, my parents' ID for at the Home Affairs, a certain paper, and then just for me to prove that I'm actually an African. Like, how can I, if my color itself cannot prove that I'm an African, even my language where I grew up. So how can I be an African? How can I prove that I'm actually an African for me to receive an identity? So that's like that's I think that was one of actually the biggest rejection that I think I kind of that I still kind of like I still battle with. But yeah, I do believe that we Africans we actually reject ourselves the most because sometimes you find even a white person who will not even understand, who has never even been to your village, but he or she kind of like understands your problem better than your own people who can actually like who can relate, people who even grew up in those societies, because sometimes you even go like such as home affairs and then you told them, no, this is my situation, and they're like they are hearing it for the first time. And you're like, you live in this society and you know what is going on, but it's like you are hearing the issue, the situation for the first time. So it's like, and we like especially the issue of documents. We have so many people in African countries that still don't have documents, that still don't have identities, that still don't have ID, that still don't have like so many that still don't have. But then when you tell these people, when you explain to them, especially the people, the home affairs, it's like they're hearing it for the first time and like there's nothing that we can do. How can you tell me there's nothing that you can do? Because I'm not even the first, I believe I'm not the first person to come in having this experiencing this problem. So I think African, we reject ourselves and we reject each other so much. And I think we don't support each other. We don't support each other enough. Because you know that this person is a Namibian or this person is an African. So there must be something that we can do. There must be a solution and there must be but there are so many. So yeah. And I think like that, if we Africans like we don't value ourselves, we don't respect each other, we don't support each other, and then we go outside and we expect other other people from the European country to actually value us, to actually respect us. I think it doesn't make sense in a way, but even though like it doesn't make sense in a way, because if we don't value ourselves, what do you expect another person to value from another land? So I think we should kind of like start, not kind of, but we should start valuing ourselves, supporting each other, and stop being greedy. Like just because the person doesn't have money, then you can't help the person, or just because the person can't give you anything in exchange, then you can't help the person. And then you are actually so in a rush to help a person from Europe or a person from other, just because a person can pay or can pay your bribe, or because a person can like buy you a beer or something like that. And but I think like we should start supporting each other and working together as Africans, or as not only as Africans, but we should learn to support each other to work. Let me focus on African. We should learn how to support each other to work together, because we actually have this thing that I am because you are. So, and we can't live without each other, and we make up a community. So try to if we now kind of try to build broken communities, where do we expect us to head? Where are we heading to? If we just have communities of broken people, people that are frustrated and all that, and people that are selfish and jealous of each other and all that, because that's where all those things are. You can't help me. You're in a position of assisting me, but you don't want to assist me. That's where I think the whole thing, the whole negativity the whole negative thoughts will come from, and us thus raising communities of broken people, and then just the cycle just continuing. Because that's actually, okay, we are complaining about our leaders right now, but then do we actually even look what type of leaders do we want for the Africa that we envision to now in the future? Are we making sure that we are actually equipping these young people with the right skills, with the right knowledge, and them with the right principles and values as well? What are we teaching these young people? Because these young people are going to be the next leaders. We are not going to be in position forever. So are we making sure that these people actually receive the right education, they have quality education, and they have like the basic needs. So that's how, because that's how, if you are now, these people, it's a young person, they are living a frustrated life, and then they are growing, they don't have any opportunities available and all that. What leaders are you expecting? You are going to just have leaders of selfish leaders as well. Because these people, if you put them in power, they're obviously going to, I'm going to start, I'm going to make sure that I have enough money and I have enough property, and I kind of like accommodate my family members and all that, and then leaving everybody out. So I think that's very important, to make sure that we actually equipping our young people with the right skills, the right mindset, and giving them quality education. They have access to education. They have access to fresh water. They have a roof over their head and a conducive environment to actually talk about. So yeah, just to make sure that we actually have productive leaders, people that will be able to lead the African continent in the direction that we actually want it to be, for the Africa that we want. So,
Yeah.
okay, the Africa that I want an Africa where I think every child has access to education. Every child has access to quality, not just education, but quality education. In Africa, and where young people, the people have rights, they know their rights and they know their responsibilities. In an African where every young person has a dream and has a purpose. So like a safe Africa where, like, I have my government and I trust my government, and I believe in my government, and I support my government because my government actually supports me. So I think that's just Africa with young people that are able to lead, young people that are able to make conscious decisions, young people that are able to, young people that are able to dream and to actually take a community from zero to, you know, in the right direction. So that's actually the Africa that I envision my kids to actually grow into. So